What's happening, guys? Silent Mike, Super Training Jim Mark Wells Powercast, HowMuchYouBench.net, Reebok1.com. Checking in. Silent Mike with 2Ks on Instagram for all your questions. Silent Mike, Silent MIK3 on Snap. If you guys want to keep up with what's going on, and also be sure to subscribe to make sure you keep up with the training footage and the longer videos. Question number 1: how are you so handsome? I don't know. I got it from my mama. 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 I got it from my mama.
Where she get her eyes from? She get it from my mama. Or where she get her thighs from? She get it from my mama. Where she learn how to cook from? She get it from my mama. Or where she get them looks from? She get it from my mama. Or where she get that ass from? She get it from my mama. Or where she get her class from? She get it from my mama.
Can I work out at ST when I move to SAC? Basically, at Super Training, it is a private gym. It is a free gym. It is for the team only. So basically, there's a couple steps you got to get through. But if you email us, you could probably come visit. If you get in where you fit in, you could maybe be part of the team a couple days a week. And then if you really bring something to the team, it's about what you can bring to the team, then you can maybe train at ST regularly. What's your favorite pre-workout meal? How long before training do you consume that meal? That's all very personal. I think you guys need to kind of go experiment with it a little bit, test, see what feels best mentally and physically. But for me, on bench days, I'll eat about an hour and a half, 2 hours before. Squat and deadlift days, I'll eat sometimes early morning, I'll eat nothing before I squat. And then deadlift or squat in the afternoon, I'll like to eat 3 hours before. And I'll just eat about anything. I'll eat a lot of carbs, so often a burrito or something like that. And then an hour or so out from both days, I'll have like an apple or a banana. Main short-term goals. How many members are you coaching at ST? Short-term goals right now are I'm 5 weeks out from my current meet, or about 4 weeks out from my current meet. And it's just to do the best I can there to total, out-total my last total and hit PRs in the bench, squat, and deadlift, which I'm pretty confident will happen. How many people am I coaching at ST? When I coach people at ST, it's a little bit different, so I'll kind of help anybody that's in my group with cues and advice as we're looking at them. That's kind of what everybody does. That's kind of the benefit of training with the team. But then actually programming for them, I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe. How many times have you shit yourself while deadlifting, if at all? The honest answer, I know the podcast listeners won't believe me, but the honest answer is never. I never have, and hopefully never will. Recently, I've been getting extreme headaches while deadlifting. I think it's a pinched nerve in my neck, and I'm wondering if this is common injury from deadlifts. I don't know, but I'd check with your doctor if you ever had anything issue with your neck or head. I would go to the doctor. Age, I am 27 right now. How much would you say stance, width, and bar placement matter in competitive powerlifting, i.e. sumo versus conventional and high bar versus low bar? I'm not sure what you mean in matter, but they clearly matter per person. How you're built and what your strengths are and what your mobility is. So it matters depending on what you can lift the most, what you can lift the most often without getting injured, without repetition injury, and how much volume you can handle in each stance. Considering that the vast majority of events in strongman are front-loaded, would you give preference to front squats over back squats? I don't know, because I don't train strongman. I don't know that much about strongman, but I know plenty of strongman that do front squats. They also back squat, they also box squat, they also everything else. So I think the key to strongman is really focusing on your strength with the barbell movements, and then focusing on the tasks at hand and the different events. Favorite Disney song? I don't know about favorite Disney song, but probably favorite Disney movie is Lion King, hands down. There's no chance, no questions involved. Simba's the man. Can you train with us? Same answers before, my man. If you can email us, you can set up a day to come visit, and then we'll take it from there. What's the best meal snack? Dang, I already answered that. For beginners, squat twice, deadlift twice, bench once, pressing once, and arms once is a good split for days of the week. It depends on your goals. If you're bodybuilding, I'd say no. And if you're powerlifting, I'd say no. I try to squat 2 to 3, deadlift 1 to 2, and bench 2 to 3, just so you can build in that motor pattern, build in that practice. With touch and go deadlifts, do you exhale at the top or bottom? You can reset either one, but often if I'm doing a longer set, I'll kind of take another breath at top and continue. Do hamstrings increase pulling speed? They can. Just the stronger your glutes and hams are, the better you can get locked into the bottom, the more you can pull. They can also more technically help the lockout, I guess, but stronger hamstrings and better positioning out of the bottom of your deadlift will help your speed. Ask Silent Mike. That's great. We got a new fucking hashtag. Anyone who's got questions, go ask Silent Mikke on Instagram or Twitter, and we'll hunt those down. And then I won't have to post a picture asking for questions all the time. Hey man, what's your favorite protein flavor, and what got you into lifting? How long you been lifting for? Appreciate it, dude. I don't really like protein powder, so I don't really drink it. I eat some protein bars here and there, but that's about it. So food and protein bars. Lifting started at like 8th grade, 7th grade or so. First main goal of mine was to make my varsity basketball team as a freshman. And then soon the goal was to start as a freshman, accomplish both. So I started and made the team as a freshman on the varsity team. And I just knew that I was only going to be 5'8" and only be so good at 160 pounds. So I just, my dad got me a strength coach and started training there for that. And then from there it just evolved, like training, turned into powerlifting after I was done playing basketball in college. Would you recommend training heavy triceps on bench day or shoulder day? These questions are hard because I don't know your goals. If your goals are to build big triceps, I would do triceps 2 or 3 times a week. If your goal is to build a big bench, I would probably be benching more than once a week, but it's up to you. And heavy triceps after both would be fine, I think. What to do to improve recovery? I've done a whole video on recovery, but basically the main things you can handle are nutrition, make sure it's consistent and locked in, hopefully in maintenance or a surplus. Hydration, make sure you're drinking enough that you're hydrated 24/7, not just during your workout because that's too late, don't play catch up. And then sleep, and sleep's kind of for you. Whether you need 8 hours, whether you need 4, whether you need 10, make sure you get enough sleep for you. And that's kind of the main factors. Massage, chiro, other things like that can help, some foam rolling, some stretching, but those are kind of the main things we can take care of. Can you skate? Have you ever played ice hockey? I grew up in California, Northern California. Ice hockey's not very popular. There's not a lot of ice here in Sacramento, so no, I've never ice skated. Deadlift before squat day or deadlift after squat day? I squat twice a week and deadlift once a week. Squatting once after I deadlift, so just kind of what you get used to, and then it'll suck in the beginning, but once you keep practicing, you'll get used to it, so it doesn't really matter. Does alternate grip create imbalances over time? I think he's talking mixed grip on the deadlifts, and I think it can. So as much as you can, go double over, and then as much as you can, switch those guys around, just in case, because you do end up helicoptering a little bit, and I felt some pinch on my back because of that, I think, so I try to switch mine up here and there. Do you employ any direct trap work? Regular shrugs, barbell, rope, high pulls. Would you even recommend them, or do you consider them a waste of time? I do do some face pulls and rope pulls, but it's not necessarily to build my trap. It's kind of even out my shoulders, get some rotator cuff and rear delt action, but traps do happen. If you want bigger traps, then yeah, man, throw them in. What's the longest you've been stuck at a certain weight with deadlifts? I don't know. I think I was at the 600 barrier for a while, maybe 6-8 months. I don't test that often, you know, so I don't really know. I don't really know how long I've been stuck. Should I pre-exhaust my back and shoulders before I bench? Will this cause my chest to work more? I would actually say the opposite. If you want to pre-fatigue your chest before you bench a little bit, it's not the worst idea. But if you pre-fatigue the shoulders and then try to bench, sometimes the shoulder will take over just because it's already fatigued. You won't be able to handle the most amount of weight. But often what I'd like to do if I was bodybuilding is just focus on the movement, doing it correctly, and handling the most amount of weight I can, such as the shoulder press or the bench separate. And then you can scale down into the more isolated exercises, like maybe then you go to a dumbbell bench, then you go to a fly, work from heavy to light kind of deal. If you were a flower, what kind of flower would you be? I'd be a rose. Pause deadlifts right at the floor, off the floor, or below the knee as an accessory. I don't do a ton of pause deadlifts, even though I have in the past, and I'd say pause just below where you have an ischium. What kind of fanny pack do I have? I think my fanny pack is Herschel. Shout out to Herschel. They make dope gear. Are you sticking with conventional, or will you be going sumo once you start peaking for the meet? I'm not sure right now. Plan was to go conventional, but the back's giving me some issues, so deadlifting these next couple weeks will tell. Have you always been kind of strong? I thought I was kind of strong, and I'm not that strong in powerlifting, but I was kind of strong for a basketball player, you know, which in the scheme of things isn't very strong considering one of the top 5 players in the NBA right now. Couldn't even bench 185 in college, but so I was strong for a basketball player, but Is it normal to feel weak the week after a deload? Not so normal. Not so normal. Have you ever been to Fortis Fitness with Omar? I haven't, but I will probably within the year. What is the best way to get depth on squat if you're having problems getting below parallel? Pause squats, check your mobility, potentially heels, and if not, grab a coach. That's it for this one, guys. Silent Mike, we're out here.
Let's go! Up!